Welcome back to another episode of Spotify Podcast. Today I have a very special guest, Sean Lee. So, do you remember how we met each other? I think it's FMO.
Yeah, it's FMO.
Yeah, it's freshman orientation. So, then I realized he has a common interest in like martial arts as well.
Yes.
So, I decided to get him on the pod and we'll talk a bit about martial arts, boxing, etc.
Yes.
So, first up, we have This Week in Sports, a very common section in our podcast.
Yes.
And we'll be firstly discussing the recently occurred UFC 317, which I'm sure you've seen.
Yes.
What a card.
What a card, man.
Yeah. So maybe you want to walk through your highlights of the card.
Okay, highlights first. I think Van vs Royval.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect it to be a very close fight. But I mean, round 3 was not a close fight.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, it went one way, which is Van just pounding him on the floor. But it was a fight. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I can't imagine. It's one of the best fight cards I think I've seen in a very long time. There was so many knockouts. And probably obviously the main topic is Ilya vs
Charles, of course.
Charles, yeah.
Yeah.
At first I thought Charles would, choke him out
Mm-hmm.
and submit him because he's known
Yeah.
for submission, obviously. But surprisingly, Ilya just stood his ground.
But Ilya just too powerful, man. I mean, I told you all he's going to knock out. But I didn't expect a round 1 knockout. But Ilya himself said he's going to get a round 1 knockout. So
Yeah, I mean, the
I guess he lived
confidence-
up. He lived
the
up
confidence
to his words.
Yeah.
So, of course, other than that, we also had the co-main event, which was Pantoja vs Cara France. And that one was a good fight as well.
I mean, I feel Pantoja just a different level of mixed martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
He is, I believe now, it might be quite controversial. I think he might be one of the best mixed martial artists. He could be better than Mighty Mouse at this
Ooh.
point of time.
That was a bit debatable.
Yeah,
I do
this
have a
is-
soft spot for Mighty Mouse.
I mean, he's one of my favorite fighters also, but I mean, the way he just manhandled Kai is just
Crazy.
Yeah, it's
Bro.
crazy.
Cara France was doing a lot before the fight, a lot of theatrics and all. And then he went there and he had no answer for Pantoja.
Yeah.
Of course, Pantoja also mentioned in the press conference that he felt he's being a bit disrespected in the UFC ranking. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I believe for me, he's pound for pound top 3. Pound for pound top 3. I believe it's Ilya Tuporev, number 1.
Okay.
It might be controversial.
Okay,
Or
okay.
Islam is number 2. I think Pantoja is up there.
Mm.
That's all I'm saying. Mixed martial art wise, he's one of the best of
Yeah.
all time.
I would agree, except for the order. I think maybe I'll say Islam first, but because based on what he's done in the past, we still don't know how he's going to fare in the welterweight division, of course.
Yeah, true.
And then I think the light heavyweight and heavyweight division, the champions right now, I would say don't get close to top 3 or top 5.
Because John Jones has been hogging the belt for the
Yeah.
past
He finally retired.
he finally retired. Tom Aspinall also didn't fight 1 year,
Yes.
so it's not really close. I mean, my debate was Islam. I believe that Tuporev is better than Islam
Really?
because I mean Holloway and Gaethje, they all two fight. Holloway won against
Yeah.
Gaethje, and obviously Oliveira round 1 knockout. I've never seen that before, and I've never seen
Yeah.
Ilya. Oliveira just go flat out. He's almost dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He does have a bit of a glass chin though, so I kind of expected it. But of course, to see him knocked out in that fashion is what is surprising. And of course, I would say that I had this discussion with my friend earlier, Islam vs Ilya, and I would back Ilya at that time. But now, definitely, I have to back Ilya.
I mean, I think he's one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he
Yeah.
knocked out 3 of them, most Hall of Famers, I guess.
Of course.
Yes.
But they argue that they're out of prime, but Volk just had a quite impressive win against Diogo Lopez, so it shows the levels, man.
Yeah.
When Volk is manhandling someone like Diego Lopez, and then he got manhandled by Ilya,
Yeah.
then it just
Right.
shows how good Ilya is. Double champ, undefeated at 28. It's quite an
Yeah.
accomplishment. Very good accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
World class.
UFC 317 from MMA. Let's move on to boxing.
Oh.
So it's just recently announced that Eubank Jr. is going to be rematching Conor Benn. So we discussed this in the previous episodes about their controversial first match.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Do you think the rematch was necessary?
I mean, they have a lot of history. I mean, both fathers fought at the same time, and they're very good. And the first fight was actually, I believe it was quite controversial and it's quite close.
Really?
I didn't really watch it. I just saw the highlights. But I mean, I'm not really into boxing, but I can say that Chris Eubank, I believe, he's better than Conor Benn, and that's the reason why he won. But the next round, I mean, the thing about rematches is that your opponent knows
How you fight already.
how you fight already, and your style, your boxing, your range, everything. So I believe if Conor Benn tweaks a little bit, and he might win it.
Yeah.
But it goes both ways. Yeah, they're quite equal, I believe.
I think Conor Benn did really well for the first fight. Coming up in 2 weight classes, but I just think he has a threshold to his fighting. I think he's reached the limit of his abilities. Whereas Eubank Jr. is someone who actually didn't reach his potential.
Yeah.
And then we saw like a glimpse of that in the first fight. So I think Eubank Jr. is just like a level above him, like a class above him. And I do think the rematch is going to go a similar way. Because I really like Eubank Jr.'s style a lot. And I think that for someone with his like physique and someone with his heritage and talent, I really do think that he's just going to be too much for Conor Benn to handle. So that's why I actually thought that the rematch is not necessary. I mean, it's happening, so I won't complain.
Yeah,
it's still a good fight,
yeah.
and we'll get good undercard fights as well. But
true.
Yeah, I do think that Eubank Jr. should have moved on. He could have fought like Billy Joe Saunders. Though Billy Joe Saunders is a bit like obese nowadays. I don't know if he's gonna make weight. He could have fought Canelo. There's a lot of 168 pounders he could have fought instead of draining himself again.
Yeah, but
Yeah. He was under investigation as well from the British board for cutting weight using a sauna.
really?
Yeah, apparently that's not legal, but
Wait, that's not legal. I thought like a lot
I
of
thought
the
that's
UFC
perfectly
fighters,
fine, yeah.
they all use saunas.
not sure what is going to happen over that. I think he'll just get fined again, which is a bit ridiculous.
That is quite like
a bit ridiculous.
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, you are already making a fight a catch rate, which is not the usual style of British board of control. And then on top of that, they're fining him for trying to make weight.
That is
A bit
outrageous. I think.
Yeah, a bit skeptical on that. And then we have another fight which was announced recently. I don't know if it's confirmed like 100%, but Devin Haney will be returning to the ring
What?
against Brian Norman Jr. in October or November for the WBO welterweight title.
The thing I hate and like about Devin Haney is he got manhandled by Ryan Garcia. Like he got knocked out. I saw the match live and
Same.
it was, oh my god! I didn't expect Ryan Garcia to like win by that margin. He just kept on getting hooked. I mean, he was a human punching bag for like the whole entire round.
Yeah, in boxing, they say it's usually the punches you can't see that gets you.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was actually the punch he could see, he knew about for so long, and he still couldn't do anything to stop
He
it.
kept talking about, I'm going to counter the left. I'm going to counter the left.
Nothing.
It was
It was one of my favorite fights, but it's been tarnished by the controversy after that.
Yeah.
But I do think that Devin Haney in his previous fight, he really underwhelmed. I think he's better than that. And the fact that he ran a marathon when he was supposed to fight is a bit not what I expected from him.
I think he still has a little bit of the ring frights from Ryan Garcia. I mean, imagine getting like destroyed the whole entire fight and you didn't stood a single chance. That might confirm place.
Yeah, that broke his confidence, and I think that as well, it kind of like ruined his rhythm. I felt like his timing in the Ramirez fight was very off.
Yeah.
I could feel that he was like trying to like figure out his rhythm once again.
Yeah.
And it's only because Jose Ramirez was as terrible as him that he won.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. Yes.
Yeah, so
exactly.
I'm really skeptical on whether he can win against Norman Jr. I don't know if you know who Brian Norman Jr. is.
Not really.
I think you would have seen the clip before. He knocked out a fight in Japan recently. It was a brutal knockout. People are calling it the knockout of the year. So I think he's on a very good knockout streak and win streak. And I do think he might steamroll Devin Haney.
Ryan Garcia style.
I don't think Ryan Garcia style. I think it's going to be one punch over because he's already fighting at that weight naturally. Devin Haney has never fought at 147 before. The previous fight was at 144 catch weight. So I'm really skeptical on whether Devin Haney can perform up to his standards ever again. Forget in this fight, ever again.
But to be honest, I felt Lomachenko I feel he won the fight against Devin Haney. A lot of people say that obviously the internet has always been saying that he won. But in the fight, I feel Lomachenko did enough for the judges' scorecard to win the fight.
I actually never watched that match live. I watched the highlights years later because when that fight happened, I wasn't really into boxing.
Yes.
But from the highlights and whatever watch back I did, I do think that Devin Haney, there's an argument he won. So I feel it's valid. I will also back Loma because of the way I personally like my fighters to fight. Yeah. But at the same time, Devin Haney did play the smart fight. So I wouldn't been too mad. But I do think he should be 30-2. He should not be 32-0.
Yes. I also agree. I agree 100%. I mean, he has pillow hands, bro.
Devin, I'm the biggest advocate for his nickname, Devin the Pillow Hands Haney.
I agree.
Devin the Daydream Haney.
Yeah, bro.
In my days, he's such a boring fighter. And he didn't used to be, the fight against Regis Prograis. I remember I watched it when I was in India, and he did very well. So I'm really surprised. I don't know where the Devin Haney has gone. I thought he was going to level up, but I think like the Garcia fighter broke him.
The Gervonta Davis, I think he's one of the most exciting fighters. Like the knockouts. I mean, he doesn't do a lot, but
his output also is not.
It's not a lot, but he just knocks them out. Like Ilya Dupore, you just find the timing. He's
really good. I think the Tank is also really good, and I feel that. However, I feel that if Ryan Garcia fought him at 140 or even 147, I do think that he would knock out Tank. And it's a bit controversial.
I would agree.
A lot of people say that Ryan Garcia is a one-trick pony, but I do think that that fight against Tank, the 135 is what really killed him. He already had a broken rib, and the weight loss really would have impacted his mentality even more.
And when
when you lose that much weight, it really more than the physical, you get affected mentally as well, because you lose your energy and stuff.
There's also like a rehydration clause in when
he already is raging. That's really horrific. So I do think right now Ryan Garcia's stock is quite low. I don't know if you saw he was trolling on Twitter against Oscar De La Hoya as well.
Oh my!
So
isn't that
his promoter,
right?
I don't know what's happening with him, honestly. He's a really up and down fighter. Sometimes, I love to back him. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I still talking about this guy? So, I hope to see his comeback. I think that when he's on his prime game, right, he's really a pound for pound fighter. Ability-wise. I don't know whether he proves it in the ring. Pound for pound.
Oh, pound for pound.
Because you know that Devin
pound.
Haney was in the pound for pound list also.
He was.
And Tank Davis, after he lost to Lamont Roach, he lost.
Yeah.
People say it's a draw. I mean, officially it's a draw, but
he lost.
He lost. So, I would say
he went on the floor.
Come on, bro.
How was that? Not like
that is another controversy. So regarding all these controversies in boxing, right? Do you think that with boxing becoming more popular and like staging a comeback right now, it's becoming the more trendy martial art right now? Do you think that the UFC is cooked?
No. I feel that the boxing is still a very it's a rigged system.
It's a very commercial sport.
It's a very commercial sport. Like your promoter will just find 0 and 181%, and you just get an easy win for the first maybe 5 matches. That's how usually all the boxers work. And you just build your confidence up. And it's not really like UFC when the fights are staged for you. Like you have to fight this guy, else you won't go up. You have to fight this guy, they'll give you the fights. You can't hand select it with the promoter.
I do agree with you in the fact that UFC make more competitive fights, and a very key factor that I like about UFC and MMA in general is that if you lose, it's not the end of the career for you. I think a lot of people in boxing are focused on losses and O's, and they don't get they have those fighter triangles. Ryan beat Haney, Romero beat Ryan, so that means Romero beat Haney, so there's no point in that fight happening. But it doesn't work that way. Styles make fights. And the fact that UFC is more of a forgiving promoter in the sense that they give fighters second chances after they get brutally knocked out, something I really hope that we can implement into boxing. But I think we are getting there with Turki Alişe. He's really interested in making the mega fights. He's not interested in these stat padding fights like you mentioned. So, personally, I'll always prefer boxing because it's I would say it's the sweet science. It's more technical than the MMA, where you can get away with shady technique like DDP, with awkward technique, unmatched. If you do any of that in an MMA gym, even here in Singapore, they'll be like, what the hell are you doing, bro? They will think you're some noob. But then DDP is able to pull that off in the ring, in the octagon against top people like Israel Adesanya. So if you do that kind of technique in boxing, you will get punished for it. So that's why I will always prefer boxing. But I'm really getting into UFC now as well because there's a lot of technical aspect in the BJJ side of it. So And I do enjoy the chaos that comes with UFC.
Yes.
Sometimes in boxing you get very like black and white fights where if you outbox, you win.
I mean, you could say that for the UFC, I mean, there's some boring fights.
Sean Strickland, right? He talks so much, but he's one of the most boring fighters I've ever seen, man.
I mean, yes, I agree. He crashes out and then he said, I'm gonna have a war and
then teep kick.
Oh my god, I'm gonna sleep. Like doing this, I'm just gonna sleep, bro.
Yeah, so they also talked about a rematch between him and Adesanya. How do you think that goes?
Okay, they're both on a losing streak. I feel Adesanya just needs confidence. But I also feel Adesanya, the referee has done him dirty for most of the fights. He has stopped it too early, I feel.
Yeah.
Like some of the fights, he wasn't even out. He wasn't even like down and like dizzy.
I think it's because
fight.
Adesanya pulls his head back, right?
Yeah.
And when he gets caught, the whiplash is a lot. So then the referee thinks that he's in trouble. But actually, it's just that he's able to take the punch. It's just that the whiplash is because of his head positioning.
I mean, I love the way he fights. Like when he was in his title run.
In his prime.
Oh my god.
Amazing fighter, man. Exceptional fighter.
Yeah, exceptional.
It's very sad that I really got into UFC after his prime. Yeah. Because when I rewatch Adesanya fights, I really think, wow, that's like a fighter who resonates with me.
Yes, he is the most, I think, one of the best kickboxers in UFC. Like the way he spin kick, everything is perfect. It's just that he just get caught.
Yeah.
He just get caught. Yeah.
Talking about kickboxing, I've heard that you do a bit of kickboxing as well. So
yes,
maybe do you want to go through your kickboxing journey and MMA journey in general?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so first, I think I started Taekwondo. I think maybe I haven't told you or I haven't told you before. I actually started Taekwondo, my first martial arts.
Oh.
I started it in primary 1 to primary, I don't remember the exact year, but I did it for like 1 or 2 years. And I think I got promoted to like a yellow belt, the belt after yellow, I don't remember it. But I believe Taekwondo, don't beat me up, but it's one of the worst martial arts in Singapore right now.
Really?
In my opinion. Because I faced like a Taekwondo black belt, just like sparring for fun. Like we just did mixed martial arts. And the way he kicks is pillows, like it felt like nothing. And I mean, it's fast, but once I'm close to him, like I grab him, I bring him down. And it's over.
Yeah, I think these kind of martial arts are more focused on like self-defense, which is why the power is really not there.
Yeah.
It's more of like creating distance and keeping an attacker at bay. Whereas like other fight-related sports like boxing and BJJ, that's more on the hurting someone's kind of aspect. Which is why I would agree that Taekwondo is a bit. It's a bit
I mean,
more
not to be disrespectful, but like. It's one of the weaker like martial arts in Singapore right now. I mean, there's obviously Muay Thai, there's obviously kickboxing, there's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there's wrestling, and then I mean those are better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion. Don't beat me up,
So who will win in a street fight? Which martial arts will win in a street fight?
Muay Thai.
I would say Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because realistically, right? If someone takes you down and chokes you out, you have no chance against them. If they do BJJ. Because in a real fight, people will think, I can just punch them, I can do combos. But the first thing in a real fight, if a trained MMA artist, they'll go for your legs first.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't know how to defend your legs. They'll go for your leg kick or they'll shoot a takedown. And it's over. When you're on the ground, it's over.
Their game is their game.
Yeah, it's their game. Yeah. So all of these like ground heavy wrestling, BJJ, all the ground heavy martial arts are the ones where they will win a street fight. I would like to say boxing, but it's not true.
I mean, Sambo, I believe Sambo is not bad. I mean, it's not common in Singapore, but like Sambo, a lot of the UFC fighters are wearing Sambo.
They utilize it,
I also agree. In the street fight, yes, I think that Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But if you can't get it on the floor, I think, to be honest, if you're in the street fight in the first place, just run. Like there's no point to getting into the street fight, just run.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, carry on your journey, your martial arts.
And then I did kickboxing in secondary 1 before I got my braces. Is it secondary 1 or it was closer to primary school?
Yeah.
Since I took PSLE. And then after that, I joined for a while. And I mean, I haven't did the training in a very long time, but I still do spar with my friends.
I see.
Yeah. I really like sparring, but I don't like training, which is quite a funny thing. But
I mean, a lot of people are like that. I myself prefer sparring at times. I like to train as well because I feel like as a beginner boxer, my technique is still not like 100%.
Yeah.
And sparring is one way to learn, like in the real life situation, how to adapt and how to punch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I don't have the technique correct, I can't land with proper power, can't land with on the places where it matters the most. And it doesn't make, if I hit you here, it doesn't hurt as much if I clip you on the chin straight.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
that's why I'm really working on my technique and going sparring just once a week, just to keep myself in the mix of it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done it in a while, but I'm planning to like do it. I mean, with you probably.
Yeah,
probably
of course. If you guys give this video 500 likes, we'll post the spar.
Yes.
We'll post the spar.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
So then would
boxing,
you?
right? It's a boxing spar, right? Not kickboxing.
Yeah. Kickboxing, this guy will demolish me. It's done this. So would you continue to pursue MMA or boxing in the future once your braces are off, maybe?
I mean, technically you still can box if your braces
yeah.
on, but it's just like I'm just trying to be safe because I left a few more months.
Okay.
So, but I'll probably still pursue it. I mean, for me, like I still train quite often, not mixed martial art, but like in terms of like cardio wise. I mean, maybe you've seen like my Instagram. I just
this
post,
guy always posting like runs on Strava.
Yeah, like I just do 10Ks.
He's on the grind, man.
Like 10Ks, 5Ks almost every single day. Just to like build my cardio up. I mean, it's what I do.
That's really good. Like as someone personally, I used to love running, and then I kind of fell out of love with it. And now, like, I really don't have the motivation to run, but I do run minimally once a week when I'm fit, so that I can just slowly build up my cardio. What would you give like tips for a novice runner like me?
I mean, I believe it's just consistency. I mean, just I feel the first step is getting out of your house. Once you get out of your house, you have to learn how to love running. Like, I mean, for me, it's a de-stress method. I mean, it's a way for me to keep fit, especially I'm also School of Information Technology. So we are staying at our computers like almost the whole entire day.
Yeah. And
that's the only time we get to go out. And I don't go out that often also. So I mean, I just go for runs, and that's the way like I exercise and keep fit.
Okay.
Like lose some body fats.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be super skinny. And then I bulk up a little bit, and then now I'm just trying to maintain my.
You're trying to build the physique.
Yeah, the physique. Yeah. I mean, I'm almost close.
So would you prefer to pursue like MMA or boxing? Like, which one do you think is more suited to you and your style?
Probably MMA. I like learning new things. Like, I mean, in boxing, you obviously learn, but like what Mira once said, I mean, like mixed martial art is everything combined. Boxing, Taekwondo, like everything at once. And I want to be a master of all trades. I want to be like a boxer. Yeah,
I think for your frame as well, like a lot of like tall, lanky people tend to do well in MMA.
Yeah.
Like I have another friend who does MMA as well. Right now, he's doing Muay Thai, I think. And he also has like quite similar frame to yours, but he's a bit more like bulkier because he's already bulked up a lot and then he's cut down and he has like quite a lot of muscle definition now.
Yeah.
So he's like at the perfect place where he has muscle but he's like has good range as well.
I mean, lengthy and
it's a good combination. It's a really good combination. Especially if you're fighting in Singapore where a lot of people are like shorter.
True. I mean,
when you compare it to like overseas, right? US, the light heavyweight people, right? It'll be like 6'4", 6'5". Light heavyweight here in Singapore is like at best 6 foot, 6'1".
I agree. Yeah.
So it's really a difference.
Sean O'Malley is like what, 5 foot? What's his height? 5'11" or is it?
So I think he's taller or same height as me.
Yeah.
And I am not a bantamweight.
Yeah.
Quite clearly, So. One more sport that you do is basketball, which you mentioned frequently to me.
Yeah.
So if I'm not wrong, you train with national team players as well, right?
No, not really trained, but I played with them before, yes.
So what got you into basketball, and what's like your routine with basketball? Do you play like weekly or what? And finally, to conclude this little basketball segment, what's your favorite NBA team?
Okay, first question, I believe. Okay, I got into basketball in like primary school. If you didn't know, my education was so it was very bad. I actually got like close to like 100 for PSLE. If you didn't know, and like I really struggled. And this basketball was like my enjoying and having fun in school. But obviously, I kind of I quit basketball for the reason of trying to study and do well. Because when I was in secondary 1, I actually was in normal technical.
Oh.
And in secondary 2, I jumped up to normal acad, and the reason for that was I just left basketball.
I see.
Yeah, I kind of left basketball in secondary 2, but I still played and I still trained. I still played with the school team members, and I still like worked out with them. But I just didn't really put my heart onto it. And in primary school, I believe it's like where I peaked on achievements. I won like 2 MVPs.
Oh wow.
When I was like quite little, and that was just like my way of like relaxing. Because to be honest, in primary school I didn't like studying, but in secondary school I just felt that education is more useful.
Important.
Yeah, it's more important than the game of football, and there's no hope. I mean, I used to want to be like a Singapore Stingers player.
Yeah.
I mean, the education system just makes it so that it don't pay a lot, and most of the Stingers players have part-time jobs, so that there's not really a stable career. And then I just adapted to basically studying, and then from secondary 2 all the way to secondary 4, I didn't start. I just studied all the way, and in secondary 5, which I'm actually a secondary 5 student, I got the highest in my whole entire class.
Oh wow.
So I believe
Good
that
comeback
it's like a payoff. I sacrificed my basketball career just to study and come to this school. If not, I would have been elsewhere. And also, my basketball career, and then secondary school, I still played for a while in like the inter-school. I mean, we had COVID at the time, so there wasn't any games going on. But I trained with the national team. I mean, with the national team players. Surprisingly, it was near my house. So they came down and played 5v5 with them, with the men's team. And I also have a friend who is now in the basketball team. He was my captain, my junior captain. He's lengthy.
Really good.
Yeah. But I mean, you have to sacrifice something. So I sacrificed basketball for education. And my favorite basketball team right now is... I like the New York City Knicks. Although they are,
Cursed. They're cursed.
Yeah, they are cursed, man. Like...
For context.
Halliburton, oh my god, that 3-pointer.
He threw, bro.
No, I mean Halliburton.
I mean clutch.
Yeah, he shot the 3, and my hopes of going to the NBA finals with my dream team, it just flashed out the dream. So yeah.
For context, right? New York Knicks are like basically the Spurs of NBA. They won a couple in like the 60s or 70s, and like since then it's like barren desert.
Yes.
And then this year they got really close, but then the eventual finalists Indiana Pacers beat them. Like he said, with a 3-pointer at the very last second.
I really wanted so badly for like New York to win. Pacers, like they have to be like doing some weird
sorcery.
Sorcery shit. Like it was just a 3. My dreams, it's gone. Yeah.
I think we already discussed this, but let's just get a final verdict on this. So, according to you, which combat sport is the best, and why?
In my opinion, it will be Muay Thai. Mixture of kickboxing, boxing, knees and elbows. Yeah. Because kickboxing just hands and legs, and kicks, punch, tips. But Muay Thai is you just walk through, boom, boom, boom,
crazy
boom,
combos.
Crazy combo. Knees, elbows, flying here, flying there.
Yeah, that's why I never do it. Bro. I think I'm naturally quite a clumsy person, right? And if I had to face off against a Muay Thai person, right, it's over for me.
Yeah. I mean, I tried Muay Thai, what do you call it, the class, like the trial class.
Trial class.
The first day was hell. Like, I was not even kidding. It was like, the pace is crazy.
Yeah.
The way they train is crazy. Like, everything is...
It's a very like warrior sport, like karate as well. It's not like one of those more chiller MMA.
True.
Yeah. So Muay Thai is the best. Interesting.
Muay Thai or wrestling?
Wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling,
really?
Yes. Because I mean, wrestling is...
A lot of people find it boring.
I mean, true. But I actually, to be honest, I feel like most of the base MMAs people are from wrestling.
That's true.
Yeah, so...
Even Ilio Topuria, if I'm not wrong, he has a Greco wrestling heritage.
Yeah.
So that's his background. And then eventually, striking became his main strength.
Yeah. I mean, people disrespect Ilia Topuria's wrestling.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, you see Oliveira, he caught him in almost like a crucifix.
And he got it out.
Yeah, he got out. He leg locked. He just looks. And then
I think for any other fighter, it would have been very hard. Yeah. Very hard to get out. It would have been done days, man.
I mean, Oliveira was just like stuffing everyone in the division during his title run. Like his comeback, right? Like I think it was one of my most inspirational stories. For me. Like.
Charles Oliveira is like a very beloved fighter in the sport, but personally, I didn't knew Topuria was going to back him in. I could see it from a mile. A lot of people like overrated Oliveira because they wanted him to win in their hearts, and then they were just like overestimating his abilities.
Charles Oliveira, I feel he has a Muay Thai stance. He keeps his chin too high and he just gets clipped. And he get dropped by like what? He got dropped by Dustin. He got dropped by
a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. Like he just got.
I think he even got dropped by Islam.
Yeah.
And Islam is not really known for his crazy striking.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good lah, but.
Is it really dropped or I think he was stunned? Right?
Wobbled.
Yeah.
So of course, when someone gets knocked out a lot of times, it affects their chin a lot.
True. I mean, he also had something got to do with his like during his Holloway fight, he had like some neck problems.
Neck problem.
Yeah. I mean, he was known as a quitter, and then he became the world champion.
Yeah.
I think that was like the most inspirational story I ever heard.
Of course.
And I also like live by that. Like a never give up attitude.
Okay. So let's have a bit of a fun segment now. So firstly, what's like a day in the life as a DIT student, for those people who may want to come to NYP diploma of IT?
So my routine is quite like bad, I guess. I mean, it's good and bad at the same time.
Okay.
I wake up at like 6 a.m.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very late or it's not very early. I feel it's the right time to wake up. And I brush my teeth, prepare to do school at 7. And then I will just hang around, play with my phone. This is a real, this is not no BS.
Unfiltered, okay.
So I play with my phone for a while. And then sometimes I'll just code or just look at my code or look at the assignments or look at like what's about to happen, like the exams.
Yeah.
Like this week the next week is an exam.
Software engineering.
Yeah, software engineering. Oh my days. Yeah. And then I'll just look at that and then maybe just read some slides. And then I'll leave my house when the school starts at like 9, I'll leave at like 7:30.
Okay.
And I'll reach at like 8 since I live quite close by. And then I'll get like a drink and then I'll just hit to lesson like 8:30.
I see.
Or like 8:45. And then the end of lesson, sometimes we end at 6, sometimes we end at 4. But it's usually the same thing. I'll come back to school. I'll go for a run. Like straight after, I'll just change to my running clothes and I'll go for a run. And then after I go for the run, I will just come back, walk back, and just continue coding.
I see.
Until like 10 p.m. Like I'll come back at like 8, and then I'll code all the way until 11. And then from 11, I'll sleep. And in school, I'll just code the whole entire day. So
I would say that's quite a healthy schedule. You sleep quite early and you wake up quite early.
11 p.m. is not.
It's quite early. Our age group.
For DIT students, it's early.
Yeah. I would say a lot of, especially a lot of your classmates who I know, right? They sleep quite late.
Yeah.
Like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So I would say your schedule is the best I've heard so far.
I see smiling.
Yeah. Because this guy, right, 5 a.m. you can see him.
You should watch our episode on what was the episode when we talked about the sleep schedule?
Oh yeah, I think that's episode 3 or 4.
That was episode 4.
Yeah.
You should go and watch. You should go and watch.
I would say his schedule is cooked, man.
Yeah.
Mine is, I think, the second best in our friend group, so that's okay.
So what's your sleep schedule?
Okay, I sleep around 12 or 12:30, and
that's not bad. That's not bad.
Some days 1, some days 1.
Yeah.
And I wake up at around 8:30 or 9. So I wake up earlier than most people are.
Fair.
Yeah. But that's because since young I've had a habit of waking up, and my mom will just wake me up before she leaves for work. So yeah, it's not like I enjoy waking up early. It's just that it's part of the schedule.
Yeah.
It's part of the schedule. So now we have a rapid round. So basically, I'll give you a couple of quick fire dilemmas as well as hot takes. So firstly, Canelo vs Crawford. Who do you think wins?
Oh my god! What a question!
What an opener.
Canelo.
Canelo. Okay, I would say the same. No explanation. This has to be rapid round.
No.
So if you could train with any UFC fighter, who would it be and why?
Mirab. Cardio and the way
Okay.
Yes.
I would say I want to train with Tom Aspinall.
Wait, actually, Mirab or Dimitri Johnson?
Oh yeah, that one.
You
Is
just
good.
learn. You just learn.
Yeah.
Like,
That one's a good one.
His IQ is insane.
Okay, I'll change mine to Mighty Mouse or Alex Pereira. I think it would be interesting to train with Pereira.
Yeah, I mean Pereira, I think he'll just he's a chill guy.
Yeah, he's
but
quite chill.
The language barrier is an issue. So.
Yeah. Which fighter would you be most scared of fighting? This can be like boxing, kickboxing, MMA, anything. Okay, give me one of each. One from boxing, one from MMA.
Okay, boxing, prime Mike Tyson, because I think he would kill me. Like he has no mercy in his prime. And for MMA, let me think of a very dangerous fighter. Justin Gaethje.
Oh.
Because I think he'll just knock my head off.
Yeah, I think I'll be most scared of fighting Islam Makhachev. I think he would embarrass me, man.
I feel he has some mercy. I like if you were to like fight like a spar, I think he'll give you some mercy. Whereas Gaethje, he'll just blast your legs.
And Sean Strickland as well, because that guy is just
that
crazy.
guy wants to kill you.
Yeah, he wants to kill anyone who spars with him, which is a bit mental. Man.
Yeah.
And for boxing, I would say I would be scared to fight Usyk. I think Usyk, the power he has for a heavyweight who's not that heavy is a bit scary,
Yeah,
so I think if I go in a ring with him, right, wow, I think I wouldn't last.
Take your head off.
Yeah, I wouldn't last 2 minutes.
Yeah. The weight difference is just insane.
So would you rather win a belt and get paid 100K or get knocked out cold but you earn 1 million?
Okay, so basically, would you rather be in UFC or would you rather have your own paid promotion in the boxing? I'd say get knocked out cold and 1 million.
Okay.
Because I mean, the belt gives you legacy, but what's legacy without money?
That's true.
Like Floyd Mayweather, it's all about that.
I would like to say win a belt, but realistically, I'm not turning down 1 million.
Yeah.
So, but knocked out cold, I would say, I would like to get knocked out cold by like a good fighter. If I get knocked out cold by like some bum, it's a bit peer.
Yeah.
If I get knocked out by like Tank or I get knocked out by like Crawford or something like acceptable.
Yeah.
But if I get knocked out by Devin Haney, it's okay. I'll take the 100K, man.
Yeah.
If you're forced to defend yourself in a street fight, would you rather fight a striker or a grappler?
I'll
I'll
run away. I'll run away.
You run away.
Yeah.
But if you're forced to defend yourself,
I'll stand up.
striker.
I mean, you stand more of a chance because does a striker know a little bit of like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or anything? Then
It's a striker.
Yeah, I'll just if he's better at striking than me, I'll just go on the floor and I'll just let him go. Oh my god.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I would also take a striker, but not for the reason you're saying. I would just avoid the floor. I think if we get on the floor, it's a bit messy.
Yeah.
I'll prefer to keep my distance. Maybe time with the right hand. I think that would be easier for me.
Yeah, the boxer is like what Canelo. Then I'm just going on
That's
the floor
true.
and just laying down.
No, but this is like an average Joe in your street fight. It's like someone you can say like around your level.
Okay.
Because I don't think like a thief is like an MMA expert, right?
It's true.
Or like a boxer like Canelo.
Okay, then I'll still go with
Striker.
Striker, yes. But it's not the same issue, so just
So,
go for the route.
what's your worst sparring experience?
For me, my worst is getting kicked in the nuts.
Oh.
I mean, he's a Taekwondo dude, for coincidence. He has a black belt, and then I think it was just a timing. He was just aiming for like a
body shot.
Yeah, like a body shot, and he just aimed too low because I was just like moving away from it.
Yeah.
And it just clipped my nuts.
I remember I got someone tried to do an uppercut, but he shorter than me. Then he clipped it as well. But it wasn't that bad because I was already moving back anyway. But it was almost like flush.
Yes.
Lucky I moved out. Yeah, lucky I moved back. So yeah, my worst. I mean, I recently got injured but I wouldn't say that's the reason it was the worst. It's because my legs felt like jelly after.
Yeah.
It's more than the pain because like you have an adrenaline dump and then the pain will get worse like gradually. But from the legs, right? My legs are just finished, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a beginner thing lah. When you fight with someone who's of that much high level, their position is what like makes your
the footwork,
body off center.
Yeah, their footwork is better than you. They can catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their speed. I mean, I face some guys who are so fast that like I don't know how they hit me 2 times. Like they're just moving left, right, like.
Yeah, and I think of course another thing that factors in is like I would say my chin is quite good and the pain tolerance is quite good, which is why maybe sometimes I'm like less defensive aware because I know if I get caught, nothing happen. But then when I fight against the more advanced people, it's when I get caught then I feel a bit.
Yeah.
But I think so far I've not been knocked down at all. So I think it's okay, but of course I'm working on my defense because it's a really important part for boxing.
When I spar, I usually will only I wouldn't do the head. Like I wouldn't go like full blast on the head.
Yeah.
The only time, like if I was going hard sparring, I'll just do body. I wouldn't do head.
Interesting.
But if I'm doing like a touch sparring, right, it's just
then you can go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just go for a head. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your MMA or boxing hot take? So this is like your most controversial take.
My most controversial thing. Okay. Mira might be one of the best of all time.
Interesting. I don't know that's very controversial, but it is a hot take for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a really good hot take. My hot take would be maybe that let me think of a really good one. To rile up some people. I think Tank is overrated. I said that Tank is a good fighter but I think he's not like a greatest of all time fighter, which some people think he is.
I also don't think he's
the
GOAT. No.
He's not a GOAT status. I think in a way he's more likely to become a GOAT than Tank.
I think he's almost close to being one of the GOATs.
Yeah, the monster. He's really good. If you guys have never seen him fight before, Naoya Inoue, he's a Japanese fighter called, his name is the Monster. Yeah. And watch the clips and you know why. He's really good. For someone who's so small, he's got a lot of power.
Yeah,
and his last two fights, I don't know his last two fights, but
he got
knocked down, and then he got up and he knocked down the other person, which was a lot of like mentality, which is what a lot of boxers lack nowadays.
Yes.
So yeah, if you guys haven't seen him, go ahead and watch him. I think he's really good.
He is so fast. His footwork is like almost like perfect.
Fast is expected of someone so small, right?
Yeah,
but the footwork and power is like where he really makes the difference, man. For someone his weight class, I think he will punch higher than most 135 pounders or 140 pounders.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But he's underrated. He's just like criminally underrated.
Yeah. Because he fights in Japan. He only fights in Japan. He fights. But then when he comes to Las Vegas, then he still performs the same.
Yes.
So I think it's really one-dimensional to say that.
But he does get caught. If you face someone who like have the enough knockout power in that way,
he might get knocked out.
He might get knocked out.
But he's proven he's got a good chin.
So, what do you consider a good chin? Oliveira he's technically a glass chin, but he's never been like really knocked out except
someone who has a good chin. I think Tyson Fury has a good chin.
Okay.
He got hit by Deontay Wilder and got up before. One of the knockdowns were a bit controversial where they definitely took more than 10 seconds.
9
and then wait for him to get out in 10.
Yeah.
But in general, I would say Tyson Fury has a really good chin.
Yeah.
Better than most. And I think Canelo has a really good chin. He's seen a lot of hard hitters.
Triple G.
Oh, that's the best chin. I think that's the best chin of all time. He faced off against Canelo 3 times, never knocked down once.
Yes.
in his entire career he was never knocked down, but the fact that against Canelo 3 times he never got knocked down is really very impressive to me. And he won that first fight, 100%.
The way he hits, oh my god, it's like a shotgun.
Yeah, it's like Triple G is a tank, bro. He's a tank. And I think that's all for this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you a lot for coming on. Guys, let me know if you want more MMA or boxing episodes. I can bring back Sean, or I can even bring back my other MMA friends or boxing friends who either do or watch it. Of course, thank you guys for listening so far. We have upgraded our setup as we mentioned before. So let us know if you guys want to feature as well, and just let us know what you guys want to see lah. So follow our Instagram, follow our TikTok, subscribe to our YouTube, and I'll catch you guys. Any last words, Sean?
Peace.
Okay, I like that.
See you.
After episode of MMA, peace.
Peace.